Hello!
Hello AOS fans!
It's the Agents of Spearhead.
And we're trying out a new thing. Spearhead shorts.
So in this game I'm playing the Northeast Claw Pack.
And I'm playing the Southwest Brotherhood. So I was the attacker, I set up first, going across here, I've got my general, I've got my wizard guy, I've got the liberators, and I've got the prosecutors, all stretched out in a line. For my regiment ability, for my general, I picked strike where needed, which enables me to retreat from combat and then charge afterwards. And for his enhancement, he's got a 5+ ward save.
On my side I've got my clan rat set up. I've then got my boss, I've got my rat ogres, and I've got another unit of clan rats over here with both my grey seer and my warlock. And I have picked my too quick to hit regiment ability, which means I can retreat from combat without taking damage. And I have picked the warpstone charm, which means my opponent subtracts 1 from his save when he's in combat with my boss.
Round 1, I was trying to take the flanks. I moved my general down here, took this flank. I took my prosecutors down here to take this flank, but Pete did a sneaky battle tactic and charged in his leader.
I used counter charge.
Prosecutors did move to here first and threw some javelins at the rat ogres and actually did really quite well. They killed one and left one nearly dead. These guys moved up to consolidate this position, and my other hero moved over here to do nothing as usual. The boss over here, he used a hero ability on this to give me +1 and used that to mash the grey seer that was over there, so there's a dead grey seer. At the end of the round, I've scored 4 points. I've got 2 objectives, so I get 2. I'm holding more objectives, so I get 3. And I score 1 point for my card to hold the Dracothis Dias there, which I'm holding. I didn't take the flanks. I've still got that card in hand. I did use my card to give the prosecutors an extra ward save, but it was no use.
So beginning of my round, and it was a bit of a non-event because I've moved my clan rats up here who were slowed down by the Giant Twist Grasping Vines. I've moved my boss up into your territory for reasons I shall come on to in a moment. And then down here my rat ogres have moved over to face off against your boss, and my clan rats retreated from combat to go and hold that objective over there. In the shooting phase, not a lot happened. I did take 1 wound off of your boss over here, and over here my boss managed to absolutely do nothing to you at all. But in the end phase, I've scored 5 objective points because I hold 3 objectives. I hold more than you, so I get 3 for that. I also hold the Behemoth Dias, which gives me an extra 1. And because my boss is all the way over here, I score Raid for having a unit wholly within your territory and not in combat. So the score is now 5-4.
Making me the underdog. Okay, turn 2, not as successful as I would have liked. Over here, the boss charged into the rat ogres, which you can see are now ex-rat ogres, warp engineers. But I didn't kill him. Pete pulled out a nifty ward save.
Fight to the last.
Which kept him absolutely alive. So I didn't win over that objective, and I took some damage as well, so he's down to 3. The prosecutors came back on. They slung their spears at the boss over here. I think they did a damage. He was down to 5. But then they charged the rat ogres to try and consolidate that objective, but it failed. These guys did a very suspicious shuffle just into this territory to score me the battle tactic Raid. The twist this time made whoever's controlling this get an extra point. So I got an extra victory point because I'm holding just sat there. At the end of the round, I scored 4 and I've got 2 battle tactics cards left.
So you're up to 8. On to my go.
Yes.
Round 2 for me, and things went bad. I charged over here with my boss thinking he could probably chew a few of them up, and so before I did that I decided to attack my warlock down here, and as you can see neither of them exist anymore because you absolutely obliterated my boss. 3
mortal wounds, and then the guy who does 2 wounds.
Damage each, hit with both his attacks.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got turned into mush. Both of my clan rat units, the one here and the one over here, just held on to their objectives, and they helped me score take the flanks and another 2 objective points along with that because you have now claimed this one back. So I'm now up to 8, which means there is no underdog anymore.
Ooh. My turn 3, good turn for me. Not a good turn for this guy. Lined up his spell, missed again. But he just sat there on that objective holding that for me. Over here, I may have got a bit overkill. I used an arcane bolt, but I definitely wanted to make sure I kill a unit. Pete used a battle tactic to give them a ward save. I really wanted to make sure they were dead. They were actually dead quite soon. So I'm holding that objective. So I'm now holding 4, which means I score 3 because I get 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for holding the most. And I scored 2 of my battle cards, which were one for destroying a unit and having already killed the leader, and another one for killing a unit and not any of mine dying. I really, really wanted to make sure I killed that one, and I did. I'm up to 13 now. It's got 5.
So my third go is pretty straightforward. I've brought back one of my units of clan rats here and brought them onto this objective to steal it back, and I ran these guys across from over there so they can steal this one too. So I now hold 3, so I get 3 points for those 3 objectives because I hold more than you, and I score the Draconian dice, so that gives me another one, and I'm up to 12. On to round 4.
13 plays 12.
I'm the underdog. Round 4.
Okay, in a cowardly way, my boss ran down here to hold on to this objective, so I would later be able to score hold ground. I mashed a unit of rats that was here. This guy moved up. He actually managed to kill one with his special spell. He hit, but then he did 1 damage.
Just 1.
I rolled 10 dice.
10 dice and the 1/5 up.
But these guys charged in, and these have been my MVPs today. They completely mashed the
nasty.
unit. These guys threw their spears and did very little damage on here, and then they charged in here to stop Pete from having too many movement shenanigans. And actually, the dice rolls were good in Pete's favour. They kept bringing. He brought 6 back.
Yep.
So there's more there than they started. I think. Yeah, that was me done. I did score 5 objective points though at the end because I scored do not waver because I'd made a fight action and not destroyed anything. I was holding 3 objectives, which scores me 3, and then, as I said, I scored hold ground. Cool. So I scored 18 altogether.
For me, I brought this unit of rats back here, and then we had a quick round of combat here in which neither of us really did very much. I then scored do not waver and hold ground as well because I hold this piece of terrain, and I made an attack without anybody getting wiped out.
Mirror there, we both scored those.
I then hold this objective and the one way over there, which means I score 4 points. So it's 16 to 18. Robin is the winner.
What a game.
18 to 16 in the end.
What a game. The clutch thing was the combat here in the middle when you charged your general and then didn't attack with him, and my liberators absolutely smashed him to pieces.
Mental note, liberators are bloody terrifying.
I did roll really well, but they have the ability to deliver mortal wounds, which I rolled several 6s, which really helped with that attack.
The other thing that didn't help is the fact that my Greyseer died round 1 from the very first charge from your boss, so need to keep him safer. It's very hard to keep your characters out of combat in this game.
Well, it is because you've got, I mean, I've got people who move 12 and then one of them, they can charge 3d6, so it's insane, and the boss is pretty good too, so it is very difficult with this small board.
So let us know what you think. Do you like to see more battle reports in this format? Give us a like, a follow, and we'll see you soon. Bye!